Hi guys, welcome back to another daily tarot card. These are your daily tarot cards for Friday, April the 21st, 2023. Today we're pulling from the Tarot of Dreams. The front of the book is a dragon. It looks like the dragon tarot cards. So we have the Ace of Cups and we have the Three of Wands. And it's because who you are. They're showing this gentleman sitting naked. They're like the purity of you in the situation is like you are answering someone else's prayers. So someone is asking for strength at this time. Someone is asking for help at this time to help them to get through this situation. And Jenny the Medium, also known as Mama Medium from TLC, she posted and she's like, you never know when you help someone out or you do something in a positive way that you may be answering someone's prayers. And I thought that was so freaking amazing. Because you know what I mean? It's just like I love the way that our guides come through and our angels and our ancestors come through, and it's like, you know what? Maybe we don't understand, like why do we have such a beautiful heart? You know? Because it's like this person has done nothing but hurt me. You know what I mean? But it's like we're not doing it for them. I always say I'm not doing it for this person. I'm doing it for God. I'm doing it for Yahweh and Yeshua. You know what I mean? Because that's who they raised me to be. That's who my dad raised me to be. Even though this person has done you harm, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, when someone slaps you in on the right cheek, you offer him the left. Or like, when Jesus is sitting there and he's, he's doing his teaching on the mountains to his followers. And he's like, if you only love those who love you, what good is in that? Like when we help, not so much our enemies, but people that are not for us. And we know that. We're not, you know what I mean? I feel like this is what this death card is. It's like you realize that situation. It was hard for me to realize someone in my life. It's just like no matter what I do, it's never going to be good enough. They're never going to see me as this person in their life. They're never going to love me in the way that this kind of individual should. You know what I mean? So it's just like I had to accept it. And it's a hard pill to swallow and it's hard to accept because they could be the most loving and endearing and nurturing person, but then their shadow side comes out. You know what I mean? So it's like they're trying to sit there and plant bitter seeds in you to make you like their shadow side. Maybe it makes them look better. I don't know what the reason is. I don't understand it and I don't want to, But this is where it's just like, this is who you are. This is why you can see in your life things have come into your life in cycles because of who you are. You were put here for a purpose. We have the Queen of Swords here, and it's like, this is where we got to be logical, It's like, yeah, we can help people out, but not to the point where I feel like with the Ten of Swords, I feel exhaustion, I don't feel so much hurt and deceit. I feel more of exhaustion than anything. They were showing someone getting, oh my gosh, what is it called? They're saying energy plucking, that too, but it's, what's that called with the needles? Oh my god, acupuncture. They're showing someone getting acupuncture down. So if you are thinking about doing it, I feel like this is a positive confirmation. There's also showing cupping on your back. So I don't know if someone's doing fertility. I know when I was a surrogate, some of the ladies partake in that to help the embryo to attach to their wall. So maybe this is something you were thinking about. This is the time to do so. To sit there, especially if you're not even doing fertility, but to sit there and get your chakras in alignment. Sit there, get yourself, your mind, body, soul, spirit in alignment. To sit there and do some, Reiki healing, do some energy plucking, remove things that don't serve you. That's what death card is all about. They're saying by the full moon, and I said by the second week of May, that things are being removed from our life and they're coming to an end. So we're wrapping that all up and this new beginning starts. They're showing the Seven of Swords in reverse because it's like we're no longer being deceived. It's like, I don't like the word tests because I do not believe that Yahweh and Yeshua are that type of, energies that would sit there and be like, I'm going to test you. You know what I mean? It's like we got enough that from school and society and, you know what I mean? But I feel like someone around you, maybe something's going on in your life and they're trying to pretend like they're your friend. Oh, you could trust me. You could tell me what's going on. They don't really care. They just want to spread it around. Oh, I got it out of them. Oh, this is what's going on. Some juicy gossip, some hot tea, So it's just like, keep it to yourself. People will show you who they are. You know what I mean? Sometimes you're like, oh, wow, they really do care. And then they're just like, oh, no, It's just like when people show you who they are, it's like you take that to the bank. You know what I mean? Keep that. I always say I put it in my vault. I may not say something at that moment, but I put it away in my vault, and I'm like, okay, no worries. I see you. You know, you don't think that I get it, but I get it. I'm sitting there, I'm like, put that away in my vault. So we're going to start off with the Ace of Cups. A new emotional or relationship surfaces. The potential and opportunities that such emotions can bring us. A gift of goodwill in the middle of conflict. In a reading, the Ace of Cups tells us that we're about to experience the beginnings of new emotional or relationships. It also stands for the potential opportunities that emotional considerations can give us. If we are in conflict with someone, the Ace of Cups tells us that goodwill can always prevail. We do not have to search for it. It is always there. And it exhibits supply, waiting for us to take up the cup of loving kindness. And I feel like that's who we are. We're also, you know what I mean? It's like doing things out of love. You know what I mean? They may not love you in return. That's not the reason why you're doing it. Oh, I'm doing this because I expect you to love me in return. I want you to worship the ground I walk on. And it's like, that's not who you are. It's like, you know, you do it because that's who you are as an individual. We go to the Queen of Swords. With her left hand, she holds the hilt of the sword, showing that she has a firm grasp of the subject at hand. With her right hand, she grasps the sword's blade, indicating that she is unstrategically honest, most of with herself. The Queen's honesty and perfectionism may make it seem like a stern taskmaster, but this energy is necessary in any plans or endeavors. What drives us to be better? I feel like it's just holding ourselves to a higher standard, but anyone that is a person of faith, you know, especially, you know, or you respect your parents, it's but it's like fear of what they would think of us. You know, the biggest thing that turned me on to the Hebrew faith was one was the fact that the prayers are sung, you know, and it's very beautiful, but there's this one particular one that we play before before the Kiddush and the blessing over the wine, and it was just they were showing like the meaning, the definition is like that Yahweh and Yeshua, you know, God, if you believe in God, that their love for us is like the unconditional love between a parent and a child. So we know even when our children are acting in inappropriate ways or they're doing things that go really against us and make us angry, we still love them. We want them to learn from that lesson. We're like, this is why, you know, we don't do these things, try to make them a better person. But it's like out of love, we want them to be a better person. Out of love, you know, we sit there and we stand by their side. Unconditional love, you know? So that for me, I was just like, that was like really hit my heart. I'm like, wow. You know, the way that I unconditionally love my children is the way that God loves me. You know, forgiveness, unconditional love, being proud, all those beautiful things, you know? And I just was, that was it for me. So we have the Ten of Swords, anguish and pain, but also relief. A hysterical overreaction. And this is where I get that exhaustion. And I know sometimes when I'm tired, I say things and I'm like, oh, that was not good. You know what I mean? So I feel like because retrograde, all about communication. It's like, keep your mouth shut. You know, I always tell the kids, please don't push me. I'm tired. Leave me alone. You know, just let me be. You know what I mean? It's just, let me go and rest and I'll be better for it. So the Ten of Swords could be as the mind in the process of craving the tattoo, as they could also represent the large mind or higher self at work. Prickling and conclusion mind persistence and release of negative sense as a positive card. In a reading, it suggests you have come to the end of the road and are ready to become aware of new opportunities and the ever-present potential of change and growth. You know, and I feel like that's the thing when we're in this kind of like board of course, we're wrapping things up, we're tying up loose ends, you know what I mean? And I feel like it's like it's an ending, but it's also a beginning. you know, and it's scary because it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know how to, you're kind of thinking too much, you know? And I feel like this is where they're saying with the, tiredness, you know what I mean? And how we're misspeaking, you know what I mean? But it's just like, you know, don't sit there and give people a pass because I know with this person, it doesn't matter. You know, spring, summer, or fall, they will say something gross, you know? It's just who they are. So with the death card, something has outlived its unusefulness. A situation or a condition ends in order to make way for the new. Sadness at the ending, yet hopefulness for a new beginning. Doubtless, the mother will feel a sense of loss as her children leaves the nest. So we did talk about this, or I believe it was Throne Thursday. We talked about child leaving the nest. At the same time, the situation arose for a new beginning for both mother and child. Wow, this is so on the nose with the situation. While we may certainly see the card as an ultimate positive one, we must nevertheless not lose sight of the fact that will always be an air of melancholy involved. The fool's experience at this stage of the game is bittersweet. While he looks forward to the next chapter, his heart aches for the passing away of what was. And yeah, exactly. It's just like, even with this, like, we're wrapping things up. For one has already started their new journey. You know what I mean? Like, they're already in a situation, and like something came up today, and I was like, don't irk them, leave them alone. They're settling. Let's not poke the bear. You know what I mean? I'm like, just leave it alone. You know? Some people just like to poke, and I'm just like, nope, leave it alone. Please, for the love of Pete, leave it alone. You know? It's just better this way. You know? It's just, people don't understand. I think they're still gonna not listen to me. They never do, but whatever. Seven of Swords, I feel like this is where it's coming over the deceit, and I feel like maybe the deceit of herself, the shadow side. This is where it's like, don't let bitter seeds be planted in you by people, because you know what? Some people are put on this earth to get rid of our light, to lower our vibration, to change who we are as individuals. You know, they would make fun of me because I read the Torah. They would pat me on my head like I'm stupid. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I'm not bothering anyone. Everyone was watching TV. They have this really comfortable armchair I love to sit in. And I was just reading the Torah. I wasn't bothering anyone. I had asked permission if I could read it. Yep, absolutely. You know what I mean? They just come by, pat me on the head. I'm like, okay. I'm like, what was that for? They're like, nothing. They started snickering. You know? And I'm like, you can laugh all you want. You know? This is who my heart is. I'm reading my Torah, so when I start going to their house, I would get up at 5, 6 in the morning, read my Torah in peace, and then go back and lay down, you know? So I don't have to be patted on the head like I'm a moron, you know what I mean? But it's just like, you know what I mean? I'm not going to let that change who I am, you know? That's where I feel at home. That's where I feel the most loved, guided, protected, you know? When I had nobody, Yahweh and Yeshua have always been my light, you know? Always been that guiding force. The fact that they have blessed me with the healing arts and I'm able to help others, you know what I mean? I fight so hard for those that have gone through the same journey as me because I know it could take us out, you know? It's not easy, so what resonates with you may not resonate with everybody, but that's where you have to sit there and be like, well, you know what? This is who I am. As long as I'm not hurting nobody, you know, you keep on shining your light. 3 of Wands. Awaiting for the first signs of success after having taken initial action. Waiting for a return of one's initial investment of energy. See, that's the thing. Even though you invest energy into people, do never expect it back from them. This is why the universe fills your cup. Because you are a nurturer. They see who you are. That's why you were put on this earth. Because you're here to raise the vibration of the earth, and you're here to help others. And you do it so effortlessly, and you do it so pure-heartedly, you know? They were showing, the white horse from the 6 of Wands, with the Fool card, the white dog, you know? They're just showing the purity of the situation. Replacing one's initial success for thus falling to progress in the next chapter. So we keep getting like this next chapter, this next chapter. So the ship could be seen as embarking, symbolizing the project or endeavor set in motion. Alternatively, as returning, so the man is waiting for a ship to come in, so to speak, or waiting for a return of his initial investment of energy. The man is nude because he is sincere and honest in his motivations. You take charge of a situation by taking direct action to influence events to your liking. I feel like this is just a positive confirmation that, you don't have to sit there and I guess expect things. I feel like they come out of the blue. I feel like the universe always shows up for you, but I feel like this is where it's like blessing after blessing. And you probably have already seen knockings of this. You know what I mean? It's like no matter how big or how small it is, it's like always be thankful for this. Like in this part, it's like of, 6 weeks of this stuff, I've been asking for, even my dad, I'm like, please be with them, especially one individual. It's like, I know they're scared. I know this is a hard situation. I wish I could change it from what it is, but I don't have the resources right now to do anything, so I was just like, please allow this to turn out in a positive way. Please be with them, and I was just like, oh my gosh, they answered our prayers, put the pillow down, thank Yahweh and Yeshua for being there for them and getting to them to where they are. You know what I mean? And I pray to God this is the precipice of a new beginning and their healing journey so they can sit there and grow as an individual and get the help that they so desperately needed for a very long time, So the best way sometimes we can love people is at a distance. And I feel like this is where it's just like, don't forget, the universe, whomever you believe, even if it's your higher self, when those prayers are answered, when those manifestations are answered, because it's like we asked for them and it happened. It's like, be thankful for them. And that's what I'm saying. Your cup overflows over and over and over again. Don't always see this as a material, financial endeavor. You know what I mean? I definitely feel like those treats are coming in, but I also feel like this is, answered prayers, answered manifestations, So, like, maybe you feel drawn to make an offering, if you do offerings to whomever you believe in. But I feel like it's just like, don't forget those things, because those are the things you once asked for, and now you're not directly enjoying it, but it's like, that's why it's like never underestimate the power of prayer. You know what I mean? So it's just like, it's a beautiful thing. And that's why it's like, don't expect the same energy you put into people to be brought to you, to like, for them to return it to you, because, the universe does that for you. They see you did it with a pure intention. You didn't expect anything out of it. You don't want accolades for it. You're just like, you know what? The best thing I can do for them is help them wherever I can and pray for them, Sometimes to protect yourself, that's all you can offer. You know what I mean? And I know it sounds horrible, but it's like, whatever I can do, I will do. But, I'm making a boundary. You know what I mean? It's just like, no, I already lived through that. I worked 3 jobs. Why nothing? You didn't do nothing. So, and I understand there's mental health issues now, but it's like, at the same time, it's just like, I've already been there, done that. I'm not putting my children through that, so. Protect your light, bravery, courage, strength, resilience. It's time for you to shine your light for all to see, and the right people will come into your life will help you celebrate. I definitely feel like the 3 of Cups here. So I hope you guys enjoyed these daily tarot cards for Friday, April 21st, 2023. May the universe bless you good. We'll see you for the next daily tarot card.